Hi guys, welcome to Tuesday Tips with Tina. Thank you for tuning in. I will go right into it. If you are tuning in later, thanks for watching. If you're live, thanks for watching as well. So last week I spoke about the 3 layers of behavior change, and just to recap it real quickly, I'll post that the banner in the slide. You should see it right now. So 3 layers for us to be necessary if you like to change is the outcome based, the process based, and the identity based. Just to recap real quick, outcome is a simple goal that you have in mind. Process is the processes that you implement to reach that goal, and then identity changed is the belief system, the underlying belief system that drives you to change that goal. Then also I spoke about how habits are being formed. There's always a cue, then there is a craving, there is a response, and there is a reward. So to recap, the cue in my example was the crying child that triggered the craving of wanting a glass of wine, that triggered the response of me going pouring it and drinking it, and then the reward is the short-lived relaxation. When it comes to changing a long-term habit or a habit that has been ingrained for a long time and you like to change it, it's really to more look at who you want to become instead of what you want to change. So changing from the inside out, changing and looking at all your beliefs around that habit that you have been formed for so long is giving you long lasting results by looking at that from the inside out. Today though, and I wanted to mention, in case this is a little bit too fast and too confusing for you right now, then just go onto my YouTube channel. It's called Tina von Sachs/Sober Month Experiment. You find the previous videos there, and you can maybe recap the things that I just explained. Today, I like to talk about why habits are actually really important, and then wanted to get into the detail of how we can change the habits. And there's 4 laws of changing a habit. The first law is what I'm looking at today a little bit, which is making it obvious. So, but first, why do we matter? I mean, not me, I mean, we matter, but why do habits matter? So habits matter because they can not only help us better ourselves, but they can also change the beliefs that we have about ourselves. For example, when I was drinking, I was a drinker. So my belief about myself was that of a drinker. So I put drinking into pretty much everything, meaning any celebration, good or bad, stress relief, turning my brain off, winding down, relaxation, needing it to sleep, needing it to hang out with friends, needing it to feel good about myself, needing it to fit in, blah, blah, blah. I could go on and on and on, but that was my belief. My belief is that this thing was needed for me to be me, to be that person that I am. In contrast, if you have good habits, for example, me too, or most of you hopefully go to the gym. I go to the gym almost every day, sometimes twice a day, and I love it. I believe that it helps me become a better person. I believe that it makes me more alive, that it gives me energy and relieve stress, all kind of things. So because of those beliefs, I do that every day, and it's part of who I am. So when you have good or bad habits, again, it shapes us. It shapes us as a person, and it really molds us into the person we like to be, like to become, which is why being aware of our habits is so important, which brings me to the next step that I wanted to talk about, which is the first law of behavioral change, making it obvious. So with making it obvious, I mean that you really need to become aware of why you do the things you do. So when we have habits and they become automatic, it means that most of all of those habits are run unconsciously in the background. So we do things like I mentioned in a previous video, brushing our teeth, putting out pants, tying our shoes, whatever we do, it becomes eventually so automatic that we don't even pay attention to it anymore. And that's great for good habits, but it's not so good if those habits are bad habits. So like for me, the drinking habit was a bad habit, and it was automatic. I wasn't aware of it most of the time, that I was doing it constantly, that my first thing was going home and grabbing a bottle and sitting down on the couch having a glass. Or for other people, it might be going and grabbing that bag of chips, or you go home you put your keys down and then grab the remote control and sit down and then numb out for hours after. So the first law, making it obvious, means to really become aware of the things that you do automatically. And there is a tool that I like to share with you guys today that's really simple. It's called a habit scorecard, where you can just write down a list of all your habits. So sit down when you have 5 minutes and write down everything that you do daily. It might be going to the gym, it might be brushing my teeth, drinking coffee, having that cigarette, eating chocolate, whatever it is, and then grade it. So a positive habit would have a plus next to it, a negative habit would have a minus next to it, and a neutral habit would have an equal sign next to it. And this is not designed to make you feel bad about, all the bad habits that you have, or that you now then realize you actually have, or be really, really proud of the good ones. I think that every habit in a way is necessary, because the bad ones, at some point we look at them and then they force us to become better by changing them. So it's part of self-discovery and self-growth. But this first exercise is simply designed for you to figure out, okay, those are the things I'm doing. Those are the things that help me become a better version of myself. And then those are the things that really do not help me become a better version of myself. And it started in my case with really looking at my drinking and looking at sometimes overeating and numbing out in different ways. And for me to become aware, I made that list, and I looked at who do I want to become at some point? Like, who do I want to be a year from now? And then I looked at my list. I'm like, okay, this and this and this is helping me to get to that place. This and this and this will not help me to get to that place. It will just keep me stuck and it will hold me back. So it's not designed to create emotions. It's really designed for you to observe, to step back, and to just analyze it, just analyze it without judgment, saying, okay, this is what I've been doing, and this is what I've been doing. This is not so good. This is good. So then later, next week, I speak about the next law of behavioral change, is how to change the things that are not serving you and how to make it attractive for you. So there are actually, then you can turn it into things that are serving you. But for today, simple exercise, really just list everything that you have going on in your life that became automatic and grade it. And that alone already creates a little bit of awareness. And with awareness, we can change. If you're not aware of things you're doing, it's impossible to change them. And that was it for my Tuesday today. Thank you again for tuning in. If you have any questions, leave me some comments. I'd love if you share some of the lists with me. You can put them in the comments or email me directly. And I will speak not to you directly, but here again next Tuesday with the second law of behavioral change, which is make it attractive. All right. Thanks, guys. Happy Tuesday. Bye.